Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Tanisha, and I'm so excited to be here today to talk about Monday's Not Coming. Welcome to Talking Books with Tanisha. Um, yes, like this is a book. I wanted to start off by saying, like, trigger warning, very, very strong, like multiple trigger warnings. And I will tell you specifically what those trigger warnings are um, violence, so child abuse, um, sexual exploitation, and sexual assault and death. And I also want to put neglect. I'll put neglect in there as well. And maybe a little bit of dismissiveness. I think that's important. If you ever feel like you've been dismissed, your truth has not been like listened to, that's like this could be a trigger for you as well. All that to say, welcome. Talking books with Tanisha. Like we are going through the books right now and just kind of, sharing all the things. And I'm really excited that you're here today. Um, I've been doing some really good reading. Like I hope you've been doing some reading too. Like drop in the comments like what are you reading right now? What books are kind of speaking to your heart and your mind? What are things that you want to share about the books? What are books that you wish you could be reading? What are books that you've heard about that you're like, maybe not sure about that? Who's your favorite author? Is there a book right now that has been turned into a movie that you are excited to see? Can I just tell you, I know Judy Blume is coming out with Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And as a person who grew up with Judy Blume, like I'm really excited to see what that looks like on screen. So that's something that I am waiting for. What are you waiting for? Drop all of it in the comments. Drop all of it in the comments. Also know that we're going to be having a giveaway. And we'll do a couple this season. So stay tuned for how to be able to enter to that. Look into our comments around how to access information about some book giveaways that we're going to have. All right, everybody. So let me just say that this is a book by Tiffany D. Jackson. I've only read this book by her, but the word on the street is that her books make you kind of pause and like have some really strong reactions. And this is a book that I saw kind of floating around my Black writers, my Black book Facebook page. It's a book of Black women who read different kind of books, and they post about all the different kind of books that they're reading. And this one kept coming up and people were having some really strong reactions to it. And for a long time, I was kind of like I don't think I'm going to read it. I don't think I'm ready to read it. And then I was able to buy a bunch of books for a Black book fair. This is one of the books that I chose because I was like, let me go ahead and I'm gonna dive in and let me talk to you about it. Let me talk to you about Monday's Not Coming. So here's the book. Um, like I said, I like to have my hard copies when I'm talking to you because I also, these are coming straight from my own, home library. So I pulled it off after having read it. It's been a couple of months since I've read this book, and this is one of those books that still sits with me. So I want to say, if you're one of those people that when you read certain things, they have really like strong visual kind of descriptions, and they kind of stick with you. If you have like any struggles with like descriptions that it might be troublesome or disturbing, you might want to think about not reading this book. I'll just say it, not because it's not a good book, because I don't want to say that. I think Tiffany D. Jackson's an excellent writer. But if you are a person that might be, you know, that kind of sits with things for a long time and might find disturbing, this may not be the book for you. So let me tell you what this book is about, and you can make up your own mind. And this is not about spoiling, so I'm not trying to spoil anything, but this is us breaking down the books and unpacking them and talking about them with the idea that you can pass these books on to other people or share stories with each other, whatever makes you feel more engaged about reading. So this book is actually about two people, two main people. There are lots of characters in this book that I think play really significant roles. So um, you're going to meet Claudia and Monday. Monday's actually the person. Um, Claudia and Monday are best friends. They've been best friends for a long time, and they have different kind of cycles. And I think they know everything about each other. They've spent a lot of time together. Families know each other. Um, I would say Monday probably spends more time at Claudia's house than Claudia spends at Monday's house, but they know each other. They're really comfortable with each other, and they spend a lot of time together. So in school, they're always together. On the weekends, they're always together. That's kind of how their pattern goes. And then one summer, Claudia and Monday, are hanging out or whatever, and they just kind of things just kind of stop. Like Monday kind of just stops showing up. But one thing that Claudia knows for sure is that they always have this ritual when they go back to school together. They're always going to see each other. It's kind of a set deal. They always will have time together. She's expecting to see Monday when school starts again. And she hasn't heard from Monday, which is really strange. But she also knows, maybe there's things happening. Monday probably went, to go stay with her dad for the summer. Like, there's other reasons why maybe Monday's not around. And so Claudia goes to school and is looking for Monday and doesn't find Monday. But here's the strange part, and here's a part to pay attention to, is that no one else seems worried that Monday's not around. So Claudia goes to like the guidance counselor. She goes to the teacher. She goes like to the principal. She goes to counselors, like just different people. She goes to to Monday's home. She talks to Monday's sister. She talks to her own mom. Like, she's just trying to figure out. And here's the thing: like at the beginning, she just kind of maybe Monday's sick, because sometimes Monday would show up and kind of be disheveled, at school. Or sometimes, because Monday also was very careful about how she looked. Her hair was always looking really good. Her clothes are always looking really good. But every now and then, Monday would come to school and not look really good and not smell very good. And her hair would not be done. And Claudia noticed that, and they would take care of that. That sometimes the counselor, I guess, would have a situation where she would kind of come get Monday and clean her up and get her ready. Claudia didn't realize that. Like, she didn't know that was happening until later on. Um, they thought they knew everything about each other. Claudia thought she knew everything about Monday, and then she starts realizing that actually Monday had lots of secrets, and maybe Claudia didn't know as much as thought she knew about Monday. She thought that that Monday pretty much had it all together, and as she goes over to Monday's house to ask more questions, she realizes that Monday's mom is acting pretty funny. And not only that, but like her Monday's little brother isn't really around, and Monday's big sister is acting pretty shady, like kind of evasive and not really sharing a lot of information. Yet there's a sweater that Claudia let Monday borrow, and Claudia and Monday's big sister is wearing that sweater. And when Claudia asks her sister, why are you wearing that sweater? Where's Monday? The sister says, just leave it alone. Like, leave it alone. Monday's not coming. Monday's not coming back. There's a mixed message in that, right? Like, is she not coming back because she's somewhere else? Like, what's happening? And that becomes kind of the center of the story. Is Claudia's really determined to find out why no one is worried and no one's concerned that Monday's not there. Here's some other lessons that I think is really important about this book, is that we're the adults, right? Like, the adults are being pretty passive in this story as far as like not realizing something is happening and paying attention. There's a lot of clues that are happening in this book that are being dropped. There are a lot of hints and a lot of red flags that are kind of flying everywhere that adults, if they had connected the dots and put them together, would have realized how in trouble Monday actually was. And as a young person, Claudia having to put all that together by herself is a lot. And so you're kind of feeling the weight of like that young person having to carry this weight of like being worried about her best friend and not really knowing or having answers about what happened to her best friend. I am not going to be the one to tell you what happened to Monday. Not in this episode. Um, what I will tell you is that it's heartbreaking. In some cases, it's unbelievable. In a lot of cases, it's not unique. We hear stories about this kind of stuff more often than we need to. There is a reason why Monday is not coming back, and it's not a happy reason. It's not even a reason that will bring you any kind of relief. So just know, prepare yourself for why Monday's not coming, and also pay attention to how you can show up differently in the lives of the youth that you're around. You can pay attention to the signs that might be given, and you can think about the children that no one else misses. Everyone should be missed. If someone's not showing up, if someone's not there, if someone's supposed to be in a place and is not there, and is not around, we need to ask our questions. We need to ask the question why. We need to wonder what's happening, and we need to be the people who are not afraid to get in someone else's business. And that's why I really applaud Claudia in this book. She's the hero in the story for sure, because she was not afraid to get into people's business because it was about her best friend, and she loved her best friend. All that to be said, like, Monday's Not Coming is by Tiffany D. Jackson. It is a book that is not for the weak. I think it's important though. Like, I don't regret reading it. I do tell you it's still sitting with me though. And so my question and my challenge and my charge to myself is like, what do I do with that? And how can I make sure that I am an advocate for youth around me and I'm paying attention? Keep reading, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day.